Japanese ocean citadel 625 miles from Tokyo. To us, an indispensable base for regular bombing of Japan. Iwo Jima, 8 square miles of volcanic ash, the most important 8 square miles in the Pacific, as the U.S. Marines attack the island's eastern beaches near the 500-foot volcano Suribachi. American warships of Admiral Raymond Spruance's massive 5th Fleet gather off Iwo. Both Jap and American commanders know that any assault against Japan must first overcome this fortress. By sea and by air, to minimize the cost in American lives, Iwo Jima is subjected for more than 70 days to the most thoroughgoing bombardment of all time, and the heaviest of all the last 3 days before D-Day. Anti-aircraft still comes up from Iwo. Navy rockets. LCI is hit by Jap shells that never stopped coming until their gun posts were taken by frontal assault. There was no safety on shipboard for these brave men of the Navy. In the carrier-based assaults, there are casualties too. The pilot is thrown clear. Despite heavy seas, he stays afloat, waiting rescue by a destroyer. Back to the carrier by Breacher's Boy. The pictures in this Pathé News report on Iwo Jima were made by U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps combat cameramen. Some gave their lives to make them. And now, D-Day. Off Iwo Jima, a vast 800-ship fleet under the command of Vice Admiral Richmond Kelly Turner has brought to the scene of action an estimated 40,000 Marines. With all their weapons, vehicles, tanks, big guns, ammunition, food, water, replacement, and medical supplies of 100,000 kinds. Our planes lay smoke screens, and the moment of assault draws near. In circles of 10 and more, landing barges and amphibious craft rendezvous offshore, preparing for the drive to the beaches. Under cover of a savage barrage from warships and rocket-firing craft, the invasion of Iwo Jima begins. The 5th Marine Division, under Major General Keller E. Rocky, takes the northern sector of the shore. Major General Clifton B. Cates' 4th Marine Division takes the southern sector, including Mt.Suribachi. On D-Day and H-hour, 0900 Tokyo time, February 19th, the assault waves hit simultaneously on the dot. From now on, it's up to the Marines. Keep coming despite losses of hundreds of landing craft and seize an initial foothold on the shifting black ash of the beach. As heavier arms come in, deadly Jap mines are cleared. This is the best defended island in the world, And this, says Lieutenant General Holland M. Smith, is the toughest fight in the 168-year history of the Marines. The first Japanese prisoners are brought aboard ship. Only a handful of enemy soldiers are taken alive. To date, 12,500 Japs have been killed on Iwo. Marines move up from the beach, facing the Japs, who have saved their best and newest weapons for this attack. Hundreds of bomb-proof pillboxes overlook the invasion beach. There is no choice but to storm them one by one. You are inside a Marine tank, following the advance to Motoyama Airfield number 1, first objective of the invasion. From their dugout fortifications, the Japs hurl mortar fire. Keep down in a ditch near Motoyama number 1. Now heavy new bombardments precede support landings. In support of the 4th and 5th, some of whose units have suffered crushing losses, comes the 3rd Marine Division of Major General Erskine Graves. Never before in this war have so many men, perhaps 70,000, fought such a bloody battle for so limited an area. A Marine inspects Jap weapons at one of Iwo's concrete-lined dugouts. Some were 300 feet deep. Some a mile long, underground. Motoyama number 1 is taken and the advance goes on. Japs are caught in the open and killed. The Marines push on in a battle that outranks even Tarawa, Kwajalein, Saipan. Navy Secretary Forrestal, back from Iwo, announces that it has cost 2,050 American lives in 15 days. But in the battle that still rages, a victory in proportion to the cost will be won.